Hey, hey, best friends. Thank you for, checking in and again, seeing what I'm up to. I have three things for you today in two different ways. Did I do three? I did three things in two different ways. So, what we're going to talk about today is my myofunctional therapy regrets as like being a therapist. And then on the patient end of things, like the top three regrets that I always hear from patients when they're in the program. So, my first thing is what I wish I knew going in and or what I would have changed as a myofunctional therapist. Number one, I wouldn't have done multiple myofunctional therapy program courses. Like that was super unnecessary. I can't tell you how little to nothing I used by the time I got to my third myofunctional therapy introductory course. I really don't even remember some of the information that was taught in that class because it's all relatively the same, which is a lot of what Brittany and I put together when we did the Team Myo course was to decrease the amount of redundancy and to really get to the point. Here's how you can create a treatment plan. Here is how you would write a report. Here is how you troubleshoot. So we find that most of our graduates and so forth aren't really struggling with some of the things we were struggling with back then. Questions I couldn't answer for myself back then, those classes didn't give me that help. I had to get that by having a mentor or, by actually watching people. And these are things that you're not going to get in any course, to be honest. But Brittany and I tried to put in as much as possible in our courses. In fact, super excited. I'm going to see Brittany soon. We're going to start recording some videos of us actually in work. And so, Team Myo people, you've got a lot of good stuff coming. Anyway, number two, I definitely would have made sure that I did not do cold mailing, cold reaching out to cold marketing to offices. I sent probably 119 cold emails and mailers. I did letters. I wrote them. They were on nice paper. I mean, like supreme paper, like the expensive paper that you get at Staples and Office Depot. Are those still a thing? Whatever. That was like a big part of how I started. Maybe only two out of close to, it had to be close to like 200 offices I tried to reach out to in the general vicinity of me in central New Jersey. And it was like two offices that actually responded back. And then those became like meh type of relationships. I would 100%, if I could go back, do that entirely differently. Go to the office, reach out to the people, and make sure that you are coming in to make friends. Because when there is something so out of what we were taught, perhaps in dental school, it's very difficult to take that new information from a stranger. What you want is that information maybe perhaps coming from a friend or a friendly face or so forth. And so it's really important that you take with a grain of salt any level of rejection or anybody who doesn't really believe in the Mayo. They're not there yet. They might come around. And when they do come around, be there for them. Don't be there with a whole bunch of research. Be there to be a friend, a listening ear, and somebody who can help to maybe guide them. Hopefully you have a local study club or you have, some resources somewhere that you can point them to that way they can learn more. Okay. Number three. Number three, if I could go back in time, I would have stayed out of a lot of the drama, a whole lot of drama in the field. Okay. And I used to be keyboard warrior, and I would just go on and just like, RDHs were able to do this, this, that, and that. And I am more than just a tooth cleaner, and blah, 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 blah. Don't get yourself all caught up in that. It's never going to end. It never will end. And, you just got to keep doing the best you can do and continue to improve yourself, because the work that you do for your patients, the work that you do out in the public, and how we are making a difference, that at the end of the day is the biggest thing. If I have 300 people who can speak positively about me because I have impacted their lives or the life of a loved one, that says more than anybody who's typing some nonsense about like what I can and can't do as a registered dental hygienist. This field started in dentistry. We welcomed other occupations, and I would like those other occupations to continue to support and welcome us. That's all. That is all. And that's exactly where I'm going to leave it. And I refuse to get into any of the drama in the field. Okay. So keep just being the best you can be. And bestie, I promise you, you'll do nothing but impact the world in a positive way. Keep shining your light. Okay. A patient, from the patient perspective. If I was a patient and I was going through myofunctional therapy, here's what I would want to know. Okay. So the biggest three regrets. One is not doing enough research or connecting to enough myofunctional therapists. That's what I hear all the time. People are like, oh, I was referred by my doctor to so and so. I went and I talked to them. We didn't really vibe too well, or it didn't really seem like them and my child. It was working out, or whatever it is, whether it's the adult or a child. If you don't vibe with that therapist, don't continue to work with them. I know there's a limited amount of myofunctional therapists, and some of us are, backlogged, or we have wait lists, and sometimes you have to wait. But I would rather see the synergy and work with people who I know we can actually get results, because our styles are compatible. So don't just go with the first myofunctional therapist you talk to. Hell, even if it's me, don't just go with me, if there is not a good vibe there. Okay. 9 out of 10 times, you're going to know just right off the consultation if this is somebody you want to work with. And if it's somebody you want to work with, go on ahead. But there have been way too many times when people are like, I didn't really love this therapist, but I had to pay the whole thing up front, and then paying the whole thing up front meant that I had to stay there. And if it's not vibing, don't continue to get with it. Okay. Don't do it. Number 2, biggest thing, they underestimate the commitment. So they don't understand fully the commitment, and therefore they sort of commit but don't fully commit. Well, myofunctional therapy program, let me tell you, I like to compare it to personal training. Now imagine you go to a gym, you sign up to work with a personal trainer, you work out with them 1 day a week, you go home, you sit on your couch for the rest of the week, and you don't do anything. You would never expect to get 6-pack abs. That is not the job of the personal trainer. The personal trainer is not working your muscles for you. They are essentially guiding you and giving you a good plan and a structured path to your 6-pack abs. But if you're not putting in the work, you wouldn't expect to get 6-pack abs. You wouldn't blame the personal trainer. You would understand that it's you and your lack of compliance or commitment to that program, or to getting 6-pack abs, right? Well, the muscles don't change regardless of where they're located in the body. All muscles relax and contract. And so if you want the muscles of the oral facial, the pharyngeal area, if you want them to be where they need to be, you have to work the myofunctional therapy program. You might be meeting with your therapist periodically, but in between then, every single day, you're doing exercises. What does that commitment look like? Well, your commitment to a myofunctional therapy program looks like you having to do exercises 2 to 3 times a day. Okay. 2 times a day is bare minimum. 3 times a day is your absolute, like, this is it. I want these results. Nobody's going to have a better oral facial function than me. Okay. Those are the people who are highly committed, and those are the people who get the best results. So 2 to 3 times a day, each time you sit down to do the exercises, depending on the therapist, depending on the place you are in their program, it could take anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes each time you sit down to do those exercises. So 2 to 3 times a day, 5 to 10 minutes, you're talking about 10 to 30 minutes out of your day total. Doesn't sound like a lot, does it? Until you realize that you're going to need to have visual feedback for a lot of these exercises. You're going to have to sit down in front of a reflective surface and do the exercises so you can see. Are you activating the right muscle change? Are you seeing what you're supposed to be seeing as per your therapist? You never want to just like, okay, great, I did my exercises. So you can't do it like on your commute. You can't do it, I don't know, in any random place that you might do it, like while you're watching your son's football game, unless you brought like a little mirror and you're really going to do that in the middle of the game and you're not going to watch their game. You have to plan out time that you can get this stuff done. So don't underestimate commitment as a patient. Patient end, that's always something that they tell me. I wish I really 100% understood the commitment back then. I'm ready to commit now. Wonderful. Happy, super duper happy. Number 3, not all therapy programs are the same. Ask for what you want. Okay. What is it that you are looking for? Are you looking for some change or shift in your teeth? Are you looking for better sleep? Are you looking to stop clenching, grinding? What are you looking for? Not all therapists and not all programs are designed to help you get all results. I will tell you 100% of the myofunctional therapy programs are designed to get you proper oral resting posture. The things that they might do collaboratively with the myofunctional therapy, any sort of modalities or any other information that they know that they can contribute. So if they are proficient, if they might be a sleep coach, if they are proficient with sleep hygiene and the different types of recommendations as per your body, your lifestyle, if they are familiar with all that, then sure, they can definitely help you get better sleep too, because that is now a part of what it is that they would incorporate into your program, right? So you have to work with somebody who can get you to your goals, because not all the programs are the same. And so what you want to make sure that you do is that you are working with someone who's aligned with you. Make sure they know your goals, you know their goals, okay? And that there is a collaborative plan in order to get to what you would desire if it's realistic, okay? Don't go to a myofunctional therapist saying, I want to get off my CPAP and I never want to use it ever again, and I better not at the end of myofunctional therapy still have obstructive sleep apnea. Okay, highly unrealistic, okay? There are some people, the magical few, where yeah, that kind of stuff does happen, but that is not the norm at all. In a lot of instances, it's a happy accident that by the way of myofunctional therapy, we make your sleep better. And by the way of myofunctional therapy, your AHI decreases. And then now you are in maybe a lower state of obstructive sleep apnea. I don't know, but it's all a happy accident. We're never working intentionally towards those goals. We're working intentionally towards proper oral facial function, eliminating compensatory patterns, proper oral rest posture. Happy accidents that occur as a result of that are numerous, absolutely numerous: digestive, respiratory, cognitive, mental health, a lot of different wonderful things that can, trickle down as a result of working on what our actual goals are. But I would state highly at the beginning what your goals are, and then make sure that you're working with somebody who can get you to that. Maybe they work with some other types of modalities, techniques, and so forth. And so these are my 3 regrets as a biofunctional therapist. If I could go back and do it over, and the top 3 things that I hear from patients all the time. If there is something that you feel like you regret if you're a myofunctional therapist, please let me know in the comments. If you're a patient and you're looking and you're like, oh, that was super helpful, let me know. Let me know if there's anything else I can tell you about. I would love to just word vomit all of my information for you. Or just let me know if this was even a helpful video at all. I appreciate you all, my besties. I look forward to speaking to you again. Let's chat soon, okay? Love you.